Okay, look, we out here sitting with the great Corey Cash, up and coming YouTube celebrity, down from the Pittsburgh area, 412 area. What we're going to do is ask him a couple of questions that maybe you can better get to know him. The first question we're going to start off is, how did you get into this YouTube game?
Pretty much, I got into this YouTube game. I connected with a couple mutual friends, and we pretty much, took our ideas and elevated them to a higher sense where we can, make a proposition and get our pages up and running.
Okay, so the next question I want to ask you, since you said that you met with a couple friends, so are these friends that you're going to be rooted with, or is you going to try something different? And once you're at a big enough name, or you just want to off branch, or is you want to, if this is the team that you're building with?
Nah, I plan on building with my team. I have my own name, I have my own brand, I'm my own entrepreneur base, but I plan on, connecting with a lot of different friends and people to actually, put them on as well as me.
Okay, so Corey, we have a serious question. We don't know if it's true or not, but we heard that you have a clothing line out, and we want to know a little bit behind that and what's the meaning behind it.
Yes, I got a clothing line out. It's up and coming. It's called Rebel Minds, and the meaning behind that is, I have a rebel mindset, so it's also a bad boy image clothing line that pretty much goes with a lot of creativity with colors and decorations. It's for it's trap design that we're gonna roll with, and I wanted to touch the streets more and more urban wear.
Okay, so is there anything that's going to offset you different from other YouTubers, or are you going to try to follow the same template?
Nah, my YouTube's gonna be completely different. My YouTube's gonna be about everyday life, comedy, fitness, clothing, life, tattoos, etc.
Yeah, as we can see, you have a lot of tattoos. Do you have any type of, reference that you would like to give? How do you feel about face tattoos? Do you think that's a no-go? You think that's a go? How do you feel about that?
I feel like it's completely up to the person. Some people have different ways of expressing themselves. Some people get face tattoos because it's a gang, it's a family, it's something that they were born in, that they were built in. I feel like everybody has to make a decision on their body based on their lifestyle.
So would you ever get a face tattoo?
Me personally, no.
Okay, so in this industry, as we see, there's a lot of when it comes to females, there's natural and then there's enhanced. What's your input on the natural side versus the enhanced side? Do you think that it's fair for men as yourself to judge these females, or do you think that, there's a deeper meaning to what they do to their bodies?
Personally, I don't see a huge difference between a female that has enhanced body versus a female that has natural body. My preference personally, I'm always gonna pick natural because that doesn't break. That doesn't stretch. Natural is always gonna look good. But I don't knock females that get implants or shots, anything, because some people might do that. Some people might have to do that to build self-esteem. Some people do that to make them a happier person. Or based on how they view the world. The society that we living in, the world that we living in. We're living in where it's about having butts and ass more than boobs. People that's their preference nowadays.
Yeah, we get that a lot. There's a lot of questions that we come past, but a lot of people, they're probably going to ask you this, and we want to know what's your input on zodiac signs. You feel me? And if you don't mind asking, what is your zodiac sign?
My zodiac sign is Aquarius. I'm born February 1st. My input on zodiac signs, I think they're relatively very important because a lot of people, you know, implement or act the way that their zodiac sign introduces you to when you read up on it. You know, so based off, you know, I'm gonna make an example, you know, a clear cut, you know, based off if a person was a Cancer, they're more of a highly emotional person based off if, you know, somebody was Aquarius or a Capricorn that is detached from emotions. And, you know, it's just, you know what I mean, it's different signs and different folks and how the personalities match up with them.
Okay, because look, like, as we know, fashion and music go together, okay? And we're kind of bouncing around here, and I understand that, but you feel me? This is all about the natural thing. So, like you said, you have a whole entire fashion line coming up. Now, is there any artists that you would love to see in your fashion? And do you believe that fashion and music go together?
I do believe that fashion and music go together. And as far as artists is wearing my product, I would love to see every artist wear my product. You know, I would love to elevate my product. I would love to get my line out there and into the fashion world, into local stores, and through my city. I would love it to touch my city and have people inspired by it.
Okay, now another question, because it seems like you're really, really, you know, into your city and everything. So, if you get to where you want to be in life, where you feel like you're at a point of hiring people in your city, is that what you want to do? Or you want to outsource? Or would you love to bring people that's in your city onto your brand?
I would love to bring people into my city, onto my brand, you know, and possibly, you know, I would maybe outsource, you know. Not saying that Pittsburgh doesn't have an evolution for building urban brands or, you know, but there's always other resources and other ways to get your name out there as far as moving around through different cities.
Okay, like, have you ever been to any other different cities? Like,
yes.
Or is Pittsburgh, like, you know, that's your down, you know, you haven't left the city yet?
Nah, I've been to multiple cities. I've been to New York, I've been to LA, I've been to Las Vegas, I've been to Atlanta, I've been to Philly, I've been to DC, I've been to Cleveland. So pretty much, you know, we just want to build a brand, you know, in a bunch of different cities.
So if anything, you know, you're a very explorable person, so I guess this is up for it, you feel me? So look, I want to ask you a question, and I want you to explain this the best way you can. And it's a very touchy subject, but how do you feel about today's society and the violence that everything does and everything? Do you think that we can change this as a people, or do you think that, you know, it has to be, or do you think it has to be something different?
Today's society and violence, I believe, is a generational curse. I believe that it's based on generations previously, that the only people that can change the violence among youth and different races is their predecessors. You gotta lead by example. So, you know, a lot of people and kids fall into violence and negativity based off of, you know, their leaders, their dads, people before them, their cousins, their bigger brothers. If they fall into, you know, a system or a violence or into a criminal past, most likely a son or, you know, a youth that is born after them can follow into those same footsteps.
So do you think that music or video games play a part in the violence or no?
Yes. Music does play a part in the violence, and video games do, because we are promoting violence among people as if it's natural, as if it's okay to do. Well, that's why we're promoting it in the video games. We're promoting it in the rock and rap music. You know, I don't condone violence, but, you know, it's promoted every day in life.
I like how you said that, because a lot of people, you know, we don't see that for a lot of people. They want to say, oh, you know, it's all about, you know, your parents and everything. But like the way you put that, you know, music does affect some people. You feel me? It does affect a lot of people. So we want to ask you, like, your upbringing in Pittsburgh. I'm guessing that's where you're from. You see, like, you know, Hummin Steelers, you know, good team. But how was your upbringing in Pittsburgh? Was it, you know, rough? Was it easy going? How was it for you?
My upbringing was actually pretty rough, you know. I came from a single parent home, you know. I came from a street life. You know, I had to pretty much, you know, live on my own, you know, for a couple years. I had to, you know what I mean, find a way. I hustled most of my life. You know, everything that I worked for, I got on my own. You know, money was always my way. You know, money was my way out, you know, of my problems. So, you know what I mean? We from a city of Pittsburgh where minority jobs are scarce. It's hard for minorities in here. So a lot of minorities get wrapped up in the trouble in a city that is very slim to your ideas of trying to elevate.
Okay, so what was your turning point then? Because I just heard you say that, you know, your upbringing was kind of hard, where, you know, you had to hustle back any means to make sure you eat and everything. So what was your turnaround to be like, you feel me, the streets isn't for me, maybe I'm gonna try a different way of life and, you know, go to a different lane instead of staying in this lane that's gonna have me crashing. So what was that? What was that choice?
My turning point was when, you know, I had my kid. You know, when I had a daughter, I had to wake up and realize that, you know, there's more to life. You know, now that you got something to lose, you gotta look at every moment like it's valuable. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you gotta cherish everything, you know, because life is real, you know, and you could be here one day and not be here the next day. So I cherish my moments. I live my life to the fullest. I don't live with regrets, you know. So my turning point was like, you know, I gotta build a better life for my family.
I respect that on you. Like, there's a lot of people, you know, they don't see that. Like, there's like a lot of people in the game right now, you feel me? Like, there's a lot of, you know, artists who changed their life. There's a lot of people who didn't. But the one question I do want to ask you is, like you said, you changed your life because it had to better your family life. Is there any, like, do you wish that you could go back in the time, you feel me, and try to fix things different? Or do you feel like the way that your life turned out is the way it was supposed to turn out? Do you feel like everything is predestined, or, you know, it could have been changed?
I feel like my life could have been changed by the decisions that I made in the past. Some of the decisions that I made when I was young, if I would have thought things out and with a different, you know, went a different route with it, you know, my life might have went a different route. But, you know, I don't regret nothing. So, you know what I mean? The way my life is now, today, I'm happy and I'm cool. And I'm going to keep moving and elevating and trying to inspire young youth that there's other ways around street life. You know, you can be a young black entrepreneur. You can go to school. You know what I mean? You can work at a restaurant for 2-3 years, 4 or 5 years, and, you know, move your way up the ladder to, you know, management. There's other ways around just, you know, a lifestyle of crime.
So another question I want to ask, you know, since, you know, it seems like, you know, you're very, you know, oriented and, you know, like hustle, you feel me, having to, you know, be the best of your craft, you feel me? Like you said, you could work 3 to 4 years, you know, in the restaurant and then, you know, upgrade yourself. So when it comes to this YouTube, like what I see, you know, you're about to get into, you said with comedy, you know, your fitness, your clothing. So do you see yourself in the top 5 percentile of the YouTube royalty as, you know, Zayas, you know, the Law Twins, you know, Angry Grandpa? Do you see yourself up there in that bracket with Logan Paul, Team 10? Do you see yourself up there? Or is this just something, you know, you're just doing a bad time? Or do you want to be YouTube royalty?
I want to be YouTube royalty. But I feel like, you know, everybody has their time to shine. I feel like, you know, I'm on my way there, you know, and I'm going to work my way up.
So you feel like this is it then? Like this is your chance to embrace on this and become great?
Yes.
Is there like anything like you see in your future right now that can help you do that? Like, okay, because, you know, YouTube is kind of hard to do. Like, you feel me? We see people all the time, they start and they just stop. But once you start, like, do you see like your future as taking off and being a steady income to